What's going on, guys? Welcome to another one of Black Iron's battles. Today we've got a Total War Warhammer 1 versus 1 multiplayer battle for you, where I am leading the Wintertooth army, headed up by Throgg the Troll King, and I am facing off against my opponent, who is Magic Potato, a good buddy of mine, and he's got the Vampire Count's army. So we definitely wanted to get some trolls and some Crypt Horrors in. Get some action in there. I had a request, so we thought we'd take the Wintertooth army, and we'll see what we've got here. If you look in the center, we do have 3 groups of those ice trolls. So besides having regeneration and causing fear like a normal troll, these ice trolls also have that Frostbite ability, so they reduce the enemy unit speed by 50%. So if they're able to get in there and start bashing on something there with Throgg, they're going to slow it down and armor pierce it. They're going to be able to just take out any heroes they encounter. Over here on each flank, you'll see we do have some Norscan Ice Wolves. On the left and the right flanks, they also have that Frostbite ability. So besides their 95 speed, they're able to really get around, do just flanking maneuvers, really get in behind, maybe take out the leadership of units by getting that rear charge on them, and I'll also use them to really try to take down any cavalry that I think the opponent may bring. Here in the back, you'll see we do have this Famir Battlefield. He is super cool. I brought him with the Lore of Fire, so what he's got is he's got Flaming Sword of Rune, which adds sword damage. It adds fire damage, which is great against the vampires. We've also got Cascading Fire Cloak, which we'll be able to put on a single unit, which will increase its defense and its damage. So besides that 12% Kindle Flame for map wide, we'll be able to really do some heavy fire damage to these vampire opponents. Here in the front, for our front line, we do have the Marauder Champions. They're super, they're about the heaviest armored unit that the Norsca can bring. They've got 80 armor, they've got bronze shields, but they do have super high defense, 49. So with them in the front line, I should be able to cut through any sort of units that the vampires may bring, unless he's got a whole bunch of Graveguard over there. On the right and the left here, you see we do have 2 groups of Marauder Spearmen. I always like to bring some Spearmen, just to kind of fill out the numbers. We've also got the Regiment of Renown, the Brutes of the Hound, with their dual-wielding axes there. Those are with 60 melee attack. I really love to bring those units in with Frenzy. They're just real damage dealers. They're almost always include for a Norscan build with me. Here on the left, you'll see we've got a second group of Berserkers, and while they're not the same as those Brutes of the Hound, they're definitely able to cut through some units. So I figured against the vampires, we'd have a lot of units to chop through, so I figured those guys would be the right ones to do it. Over here for the Vampire Counts, in the back, you'll see right off the bat these glowing guys. We've got the Chill guys. So those are those Hex Wraith. They're ethereal, they're able to cause terror, magic damage, armor piercing. These are just a super expensive and cool unit. And he'll have to, do quite a bit with them, though, to get his money worth. Though I think they're about 2,000. He's also got this Claw of Nagash, which is that Regiment around Mortis engine. It also has a chilling aura on it. It's able to drain health from allies. It gives winds of magic to your own buddies. Causes terror. It's just, it's an overall badass unit. So he's gonna try to use that to draw health while he tar pits with these 4 groups of skeleton spearmen, as well as these 5 groups of zombies. So if he's able to, I've got such a low unit count. We've got, if you look here, 644 units to 1,446. So he's got more than double my units. So he'll really be able to tar pit me pretty well. Here for his Lord, you see he's got Vlad von Karstein there. He does have a bunch of spells. He'll be able to really, I think, affect the match with Vlad, and also with this Ethereal Banshee. So luckily for me, I did bring the Cascading Fire Cloak and the Flaming Sword of Rune, so I should be able to take this Banshee out at some point. But that was definitely something that it's always hard to take out those ethereal units. Here in the back, you'll see 2 groups of Graveguard, and they've got pretty good stats all around. They've got those silver shields. Luckily for me, I didn't take any ranged units. But these Graveguard, those are going to be his unit killers. Those I think are really what he's expecting to win the day, as well as Vlad there. And besides that, he does have these 2 groups of Crypt Horrors. Now, Crypt Horrors are really cool units. They've got poison, armor piercing, they regenerate. These are just really cool monstrous infantry. So hopefully we get a chance to see them engage with those ice trolls a little bit later on. All right, now that we've got the list laid out, let's go ahead and get this battle started. So right off the bat, you'll see that he does have the better positioning. He was able to get on the high ground here. I came on the low ground. And so I'm just going to try to square up and really see what I can do to really get my trolls out to the side. I was going to try to get them to take on some of these Crypt Horrors. And we just want to get these Marauder Champions, and we want to get them to run right into those all these groups of units over here. Because those Marauder Champions, they're going to be able to cut through these units like butter. I mean, they've got, with 39 weapon strength and 36 melee attack, I mean, they're going to be just chopping units left and right. Over here, you'll see that we are going to start getting these... we've got these Ice Wolves, and we're going to try to get them to come in here and grab these Chill Guys. Since I saw them, I really wanted to tie them up. And I figured the cost of these Ice Wolves, hopefully they should be able to slow them down for quite a bit. And allow me to get in here with my big Ice Trolls and do whatever kind of damage I can. I know that here in the front line, we're not going to have too much trouble. So I am trying to bring these Ice Wolves from the left flank around and get into this front line from a different angle. Here you'll see I have spent that charge. I've wasted my seed on the zombies. So now that I've wasted on the zombies, hopefully he'll be bringing those units on the left over there, I assume, to come in and counterattack. But the main battle is going on here with our just elite units. Luckily for me, I do have two groups of Ice Trolls here with Flaming Sword of Rune, and I've got Throgg. So Throgg is doing major damage there. And these Crypt Horrors, even though they're battling it out, I mean, if you look here, I mean, you can just, I mean, it just, look, let's see this. I mean, look at them just swinging. They're surrounded though, so these Crypt Ghouls, I mean Crypt Horrors, sorry. Even though that they're in there, they've got a ton of damage. They're just gonna have a hell of a time fighting against Throgg, and with these buffed up Ice Trolls. I mean, there we go. And you know, if you look here, they're actually already starting to crumble, and so is a lot of the infantry over there on the left side. So these units of oh man, and I am able to charge in here, and I really want to stop this Claw in the Gash. So these Ice Wolves will be able to do a ton of damage to that Claw in the Gash. If you look here, we are charging these Marauder Champions in, and we're gonna get right into those Graveguard as well. So, but I do take I've already taken a good amount of damage from the magic, and these Graveguard are actually holding nice and strong. Over here on the left, you'll see there's a lot of crumbling, and there's going to be crumbling all over because there's just so many zombies. He's brought so many units, but the major units that are crumbling are these Crypt Horrors over here. I mean, that was a big expense, and even though he was able to get the Banshee in here fighting, and he was able to get these zombies in here to kind of tar pit me, I was able just to kill. Look at the corpses. We've got all of those Crypt Horrors down, and you're not going to res those back from the dead anymore. I mean, it looks like the battle's going pretty well for me, but he still does have 800 units. So these Chill Guys over here, they actually did get caught by the Brutes of the Hound. I completely missed that. But the Brutes of the Hound are just nasty. I mean, look, they've got 32 kills. And they were just really able to get in there and do major damage because I did buff them up here with some fire spells. So if they're able to do magical damage with their 60 melee attack, they were able to cut right through those ethereal units because once a unit like this is able to attack some ethereal units, it's going to do a heavy damage. You see the Ice Trolls, due to their low leadership, they're constantly routing up, but they're just going to keep coming back. As long as I keep casting these, you know, these different spells, and we keep getting these regenerating Ice Trolls coming back, these numbers of Spearmen, they're going to keep dwindling. But you see here, he has got Vlad, he's got all of these zombies fighting. So, you know, even though it seems like, you know, it's over for the vampire, I mean, this balance of power is still right there in the middle. He does have plenty of magic left. He is able to rout off my Marauder Champions over here with this Claw and the Gash, which actually is going to come in here, and I bet they're going to rout off another group of Berserkers as well. As long as this Claw is in here, these units are going to be slowed. They're going to take leadership hits. They're going to take damage hits. Look at that, you know, ethereal crew coming through there, and that is just pretty cool. But here's where the real main battle is going on, and we do have the Brutes of the Hound in here. We've got a Marauder Champion front line, and we've got this Bale Fiend up here. I mean, that guy's actually able to fight. Look at that. He does armor sundering. He's able to have you know, armor piercing as well. So when he hits something, he does major work. So we're gonna try to get him in, and you'll see him. He'll get right on this Banshee. And that Banshee is not going to be long left. I mean, we're going to, you know, pretty much just take her out right away. This Premier Balefiend is going to do some heavy hits on her, and once we get Throgg in there, I mean, look at that. Those units are just crumbling. So we are able to get these units to routed off, these Ice Wolves and these Ice Trolls back in again. As long as they keep coming back, we're going to be okay. We do have 400 units left now to his 200, so that massive unit amount he used to have to kind of tie me up, it's actually really dwindling now. So we've got the Claw and Nagash. I mean, it's coming in here in the back. He's draining health on all my units. And I mean, he is actually causing pretty good terror. And if you see here, he's also got Curse of Years as well. So these units are just being debuffed all over the place. If he can keep them in here, I mean, look at this. These Ice Wolves are routing off. And this Claw and Nagash as well as Vlad in here, Invocation the Heck on him. I mean, he's going to be able to do some heavy damage to these lighter troops. Luckily for me, over here on the left flank, these Graveguard are finally disintegrating. You look at that, that is the end of that group of Graveguard. So that leaves us with a bunch of Berserkers and Ice Trolls and, I mean, all sorts of champions. I mean, even though they're all pretty broken down groups of units, they're free now. Even though our Ice Hounds are now finally routed off, they have pretty good showing for themselves. And you see, once that Claw and Nagash goes down, Vladdy Daddy here, he doesn't have a lot of support any longer. He's gonna crumble, disappear, and even though he crumbles at the last second, he is able to spawn a group of zombies. So Vlad dies there, he goes down. We see he disintegrated, and these zombies, since they're unbreakable, I mean they're animated, they're gonna slowly be killed off. But I mean, look at the huge corpse there. It's always fun to look at the end of the battle and kind of see, just look at this big battle here. I mean, we were able to just get a ton of kills right there. It's got wolves, corpses, all sorts of stuff. If you look here, we've also got a bunch of, I mean, look at all the zombies killed. This looks like a, some sort of Halloween movie or something. I mean, we were able to kill a bunch of zombies. So overall, it was a great battle. I mean, look at all those Crypt Horror bodies over there. And I love it. I love facing off trolls against all sorts of stuff. I mean, they're able to rout off, they come back, they're always ready for a party. You see here with the Ice Trolls, we did get 240 or so kills between the three groups, and with Throgg we were able to get 80, and those were actually on these heavy Crypt Horrors. So right off the bat, I mean, we were able to overpower them with our Ice Trolls, just our sheer strength and our numbers, as well as some support with that Lore of Fire. So we were able to take those Crypt Horrors off right away, and that was just a major problem for him. As well as we were able to get the Chill Guys. I mean, you see here the Brutes of the Hound, they did it again. They've got 131 kills. We got 170 with this group of Berserkers. So, I mean, they were able to get a ton of kills, even 125 on the Spearmen. So it was great that I was able to kind of, increase the unit count here with these Spearmen, because they did face a lot of Skeleton Spearmen and Zombies, so they were able to hold their own. They do have pretty high defense, those Skeleton Spearmen. So, I mean, if you look here, we were able to, the Ice Wolves, they did okay, 60 kills between them. But the big star were these Marauder Champions. I mean, they charged into zombies and killed a bunch of them. Then they were able to kill Spearmen. Then they killed a group of Graveguard. They were just going through the layers like it was, some chocolate cake. Over here for Magic Potato's army, you see, I mean, the zombies, they were really just there to tar pit. They don't typically get a lot of kills. The Skeleton Spearmen did get 20 and 21, which was probably, with the low unit count I had, that's probably almost worth their cost. The real problem was that these Graveguard weren't able to get in there and do the damage that you'd like. I think he was probably expecting lightly armored units, since we were able to get these champions up front and these high defense Spearmen. I think he just wasn't able to cleave through the units like he had hoped he was going to be able to. The Chill Guys kind of got caught up by some Ice Wolves and Brutes of the Hound, but they were able to pull off 23 with the Claw and Nagash, which doesn't normally have a lot of kills. But I think the big problem was just that we were able to get down these Crypt Horrors and this Banshee so easily. And so, sometimes that's just how the vampires crumble. That was a great game to my opponent, Magic Potato. I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. This is Black Iron, and this has been another one of Black Iron's battles.